welcome. Today we're going to be talking about China has announced some restrictions on silver exports starting from 2026 for people who are in the silver market trading, and has been basically seen massive movement happening. We're going to get into that, what's been happening with the gold and precious metals, and what you possibly can do about it. But before we get into other details, you got to do the most important thing.
I don't think so. No, 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 no.
Subscribe now.
No, 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 no. It's never, ever, 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 ever gonna happen.
Alright, so let's read this out. China has announced restrictions on silver exports from 2026. As per media sources, China has announced restrictions on exports from 2026, requiring companies to obtain export licenses, which policy remain in force through 2027. Meanwhile, spot prices declined 3% from $61, announced on December 13, 2025. Now we look at the current price of silver, guys. We are in bloom. Like, this is like, what? We had a high of $84. Now, is silver going to keep on going? Is this temporary? I think it's going to be maybe possibly a pullback, but I think overall long term we're going to be hitting to higher highs. I've been talking precious metals on this channel for quite some time, guys, and it's one of my favorite assets to invest in, especially when there comes to more restrictions. I think if companies or countries give more restrictions on silver, it just makes the demand for it even more. When countries do stuff like this, it's just going to keep on increasing, but we'll see. We're going to see, and also we're going to check out some important ratios. Let me close this real quick. We'll be looking at the gold-silver ratio, so how many ounces of gold versus how many silver, and where's the happy median at. So this is like the entire chart, pretty much like back to the early 1900s. And we'll see that precious metals, the gold-silver ratio is how many silver to gold it is. Basically, the happy average is like around 10 to 15. But right now we're doing really, really high. We're at about, where's the number? Currently like around 80, or about 80 something right now. Let me zoom in a little bit more. We're through 5 years. So we're at 60 right now. And that's basically how much silver to gold is the ratio. So if you exchange them back and forth, you're going to potentially be trading and also doing pretty good with silver and gold, depending on how much is the necessary. So if we go back to when I started buying back in 2007, 2008, during the recession, didn't even know it was a recession when I first started. But you can see that the gold-silver ratio is down near about 30, and then it slowly creeped up. That means gold was outperforming silver, and now down here, silver is kind of outperforming gold. Now, we're going to look at silver and gold prices, look at the charts, and see how they are in the last few years. We can see this is when, we were pegged to gold and silver, and then we get off the peg, and now we're looking at some ballooning numbers. That's it spiking down. Here we're back up. It's absolutely crazy where we're at today. Now we're going to compare gold and stock in the last 100 years. You can see that, pretty much quantitative easing has been a big factor with this. But as we see that we hit our crash right here in the 08 crash and the cerveza sickness, or, the COVID-19, we have this big push up, and we see stocks dramatically balloon up. I wonder if you're going to be, investing, people who are in the markets, are they going to be selling off their selling off their shares to buy more gold, and that might be another pump to push gold up and also silver. But we shall see. Now we're going to compare the Fed balance sheet versus gold. Now, we had this cross right here, which is pretty damning. Now, if you haven't seen this cross, I'll explain it a little bit more. So typically before the 2008 craziness, 2007 craziness, we had a market crash, and silver, which I'm saying the Fed's balance sheet, was bigger than gold. Now we had this little, the Fed balance sheet obviously was getting bigger, especially during, the cerveza sickness, COVID-19, all that stuff, and it blossomed like crazy. And as they peeled back, you'll see that gold is now surpassing the Fed's balance sheet. Absolutely crazy, guys. We have a lot of things that could be happening right now. Getting to where we can look at the gold-silver ratio. And this is all just for me, not for me, all just for you guys to see how important precious metals are. Because I think that when it comes to precious metals, this is one of the best times to get into it. And also, it shows that our economy is not doing so well at all. We're not doing well at all, in my opinion, but just how it is. as we see this chart right here, Dow to silver. Basically, if you divided the Dow by shares of gold, and how many shares of gold would you get for this? We'll see that if we divide it by gold, we now are sitting at, and this is a trend that's actually very interesting. If we zoom in, you see that since the Dow is not growing as much as the gold is, we will see that if you start buying into more precious metals, you might get something like this. Precious metals start exceeding a whole lot higher, like gold or silver, and then the stock market is not catching up. So this, to me, is a good time to buy into it even more, since I've been buying into it, for years, in the years previously. And this could be some massive movements for everybody. Now, if you guys don't follow monetary history or follow, precious metals, here's some good stuff that you can learn from. And I'm gonna type this in here and see, hidden secrets of money. Now, if you want to learn more about this type of stuff, like what's happening with precious metals, what's a good, thing to learn from, watch this Money versus Currency, or watch the Hidden Secrets of Money by Mike Maloney. One of the best TV series, or YouTube series about investing, and also when it comes to monetary history. So you can actually learn about this stuff and be able to break it down so you guys can invest for yourself, because this type of stuff, when it comes to China banning this happens more and more as gold and silver get more, highlighted on the news. And it's not going anywhere. Precious metals, especially what happened to silver. Like, silver's everywhere in the news. You see this type of stuff happening. We exploded from the charts even higher. Now, if you took this as a trade, I don't hit this with leverage. I did this with cash positions. That means I actually own the precious metals. And we're going up higher. In my opinion, we should be exceeding $100 for silver pretty easily. And I made these charts for years upon years ago. If you just check the channel on how I've been following it. So we might do a pullback to head back down lower prices, maybe to this bottom of this high. But I think long term, maybe within President Trump's presidency later on, like a couple of years in, we might be up here, 140s, 150s, and that's going to be absolutely a mega trade. I think that if you're taking it with like a Forex approach or CFD approach, it might be a very good long-term hold. You just got to worry about those swap fees, paying them daily in the 3x on Wednesdays and also on weekends. But that's not too bad. But the amount of pips can be gathered from this is going to be insane. Now, the other caveat, or the other method that I've been talking to people about, is cryptocurrency happening at the same time. So maybe Bitcoin will be hitting higher highs, and also precious metals. So I don't know if they don't correlate so much, but with this economic craziness that we're in, if precious metals going up, maybe cryptocurrency will bounce back up and go up higher. But looks like there's some other charts that's happening with the Fed balance sheet. We can actually check it. Look at this. This is actually a good one. Oil prices, gold and oil prices. So if you're looking at this right here, we can see that gold has been taken off. Gold is obviously the gold line, and blue is the oil line. I'm sorry. Gold is the blue line, and oil is the gold line right here, kind of backwards. We got the 2007 crash right there, and now you see that is this big spike around, and gold is exceeding the price. So, to me, buying heavier, if you're like looking at it from a portfolio dynamic, if you're seeing one is taking off, you should have already bought into the precious metal, gold and silver. But if you missed it, I would dollar cost average, and for me, I'm not telling you guys what to do, I would dollar cost average into precious metals, gold or silver, but buy heavier into oil, because I think oil is undervalued compared to precious metals. I think long term, oil is going to go up in value on a whole lot more. Let's actually check the charts below that. Maybe we can find some oil charts. Give me a second. We have Dow to silver ratio. That's a really good one we can check out. And if you want to use this website, it's called macrotrends.com. We got Mike Cayman Trades, bro. What's up? Thanks for making the trend. Thanks for making the stream. Actually, give me a second.
Thank you very much.
Okay, that was a little delayed. Yo, I think the market drops 20% this year. Well, this year's ending in like 1 or 2 days, depending where you're at. And I think it's fine. I buy precious metals every single Friday for the last several years. And if silver goes down, I'm going to keep buying it. I don't think the rally's over yet, but if it is, then it's over. Sure. But I think long term, we're going to be hitting into the middle of the 150s, possibly 200s. and that's probably the end of the rally. And maybe it will happen within this presidency or the next presidency, but we shall see. Yeah, hot. Yeah. I got you. So 2026, you said a 20% correction. Yeah, I can see the market crashing or not going down 20%, but maybe just in cryptocurrency and also cryptocurrency and also stocks. Maybe real estate going down, but no, sorry, wrong page. We'll see Fed balance sheet versus gold silver ratio. Oh, let's look at the S&P to gold ratio. That's a really good one. And gold to oil ratio right now. Let's check that out too. Gold to dollar US correlation. And yeah, we already looked at the chart here. Let's see. Platinum. Platinum has been doing really good. Here. Let's look at platinum also and silver. So here, our first chart we're going to be looking at is the S&P 500 to gold ratio. Why is this important? You can see that if you look at the 1 ratio, so 1 ounce of gold is equal to about the purchasing power of if conversely to the S&P 500, if you have to put in those terms. But let's take off log scale. I don't like log scale. So if we look at it, you can see that the dollar pressure is increasing, not the dollar, gold is increasing more and more, causing the ratio, for stocks to be less valuable or less, growing in percentage. So buying into precious metals versus stocks is a whole lot better, and especially if gold doubles up in the next couple of years. It might be even more lucrative to sell those precious metals than buy stocks on the cheap. That would be really good, really. To me, that's what I'm looking for. The next thing is the gold to oil ratio, and once again, gold is going up. That means gold is going up, and oil is going, down or staying flat, comparable, But that means getting into oil will be something really good, and it's just all connected to this commodity boom, thing that's happening right now. So since we have all this happening, especially with China doing this whole announcement with silver, to me, commodities seems like a safe place to park your money and basically hide out before anything else goes crazy. We'll check out platinum real quick. Let's do like the last 5 years of platinum. It's not even showing. Okay, we're going to have to skip that. Dollar and versus gold correlation. Now, the dollar, so here's the dollar right here, and gold. So how they measure the dollar is basically a basket of currencies measured to the dollar. That's about it. Actually, let's look at some other things right here that's coming up. We can look at the dollar purchasing power chart that's actually happening. We got Justin Jones, 3326. Thanks for making the stream.
Thank you very much.
And welcome to new people coming in.
Welcome.
What do you think about this whole China silver thing being a classic Chinese pump and dump? Well, first thing, let's look at the chart real quick. We can see that we're having a slight pullback from the top of this candle for the December high to the current price, which is about $10 or about a third of this candle, a little bit over a third. And China, them doing restrictions and getting people to do licenses to have them export more. To me, that slows down the process of silver being sent overseas and allowing them to sit on more in silver. So if this is happening, this causes more panic, more awareness. This also causes more problems with silver. Doing that, to me, is a sign that you should be buying silver. For me, I'm not telling you guys what to do, I buy silver once a week no matter what the price is. No matter what the price is until I start to get to my selling point. With silver, with this happening with silver, and also the other commodities like platinum, palladium, what else? Gold, and not oil yet. I think oil is going to boom a little bit later, maybe next few years. But buying oil when it's cheap is probably one of the best things. Actually, let's bring up that chart real quick. But I think that this should be taken advantage of. Silver may do a small pullback, but I think long term, we're going to be heading to these highs. Currently it's sitting at $73, but I think we're going to be going to the mid 150s. I think it'll be a great buying opportunity. Okay, let me duplicate tab. Let's look up crude oil, okay? Now, if you guys don't trade crude oil, it's something I like. I think since we're talking about commodities today, crude. It should be WTI, something like that. Brent, WTI, Texas bull market, crude. Now, if you guys don't remember, oil did go negative. It's not going to show negative chart, but right now we see WTI, basically crude oil, going down. And to me, when you look at the ETFs, that they're also heading down. And this, if you look at it, you're gonna, how I see it is that it's going down lower, so I can slowly buy into it. And if I'm buying into crude oil ETFs or crude oil stocks, as they're going down, you're getting that sweet dividend, so you can buy more and buy the cup. So long term, as we keep going down, we may go down from 58 down to these other lows, or hopefully not even lower. But if we do, keep buying up and wait for that rise again. We got a good comment from the intro. Let me see. The introverted. Okay, the introverted Californian 5047. I backed up the truck and bought a lot of silver during COVID when the price hit $12 for the spot. With the premium, I paid $18 for silver, Panda, and Silver Eagles. Hell yeah, man. You know what? Let's give this guy a round of applause. That's badass. Hell yeah. Woo. So for the guys who know me, I've been making content on YouTube for several years. I have made a ton of videos about silver. I was buying silver when it was under $10. I was buying silver at the same time during COVID, man. Dude, it was absolutely amazing. Silver, to me, that's why I expected to hit $200 or even greater, especially when you start comparing things to the gold-silver ratio, which I talked a little bit earlier. I'm sorry, that's not the gold-silver ratio. This is the gold-silver ratio. So if you start comparing the gold-silver ratio, the dollar is dying, comparing the dollar purchasing power chart going down more and more and more. I don't have the dollar purchasing. Actually, I think I can bring on here. Let me see. Dollar. Let's see if they have a dollar purchasing power chart on here. Dollar US index. We can look at that real quick. Let me see if they got it. That's the index. We don't want so much the index. We want the dollar purchasing power chart. Just looked at silver. Bottom in 2015 is wild. Yeah, man. It's crazy. Like, I know everyone wants me to do an exposed video, but look, I have been talking about precious metals for years. How to test your gold and silver. I have an entire playlist on gold and silver. How to invest. Look, how to store your gold and silver 6 years ago. How to been buying for 4 years. So when I talk about precious metals, I'm not talking from inexperience. I literally been buying for years. See, 5 years. Gold and silver sold out 5 years ago. That was crazy. I remember APMEX was like sold out, sold out, sold out, sold out, sold out. Oh yeah, and the spreads went wild, man. Oh, that was crazy. Even years ago. So when people say I'm just a guy who talks about exposed videos, I have tons of videos about precious metals. See, tons of videos about precious metals. Okay, Mike came in trade says I called gold in my car. Okay, I called gold in my card last year over 3 years. Okay, that's badass, man. Hand clap for you too. You know what? We're going to give some appreciation to all the people who bought precious metals before this, insanity. But I don't think the insanity is over yet. I think it's going to go up even higher. But we'll give you some fireworks. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. There you go. Now, if you guys check out these older videos, I even show live charts of buying in dollar cost averaging into precious metals. Look, dollar collapsing, gold and silver and Bitcoin. You buy those three typically long term, you're doing pretty good. See, gold and silver on sale. I used to do the Money Mondays and stuff. If you guys like to do that, let me know. I have no problem talking about investment stuff. I am a full-time trader and investor. I know you guys prefer so far the audience prefers the exposed videos, but if you guys want me to talk about economics, I literally can talk about economics, trading and investing all day long, showing charts. See, look at this, look at the list. We're still scrolling. That's why, to me, it was probably the biggest and best part of my portfolio is precious metals. And I'm still going. Look, Gold and silver. Gold and silver. And also, I'll talk about oil too. I think that's one of the things. If you, in my opinion, you guys can do whatever you want, but I think that crude oil, that if you're selling, because right now I'm selling off a little bit of my silver and gold. As I'm selling off, I'm looking at putting my money into crude oil. Yes, crude oil is a little bit high. I do think crude oil will go down lower, but I'm going to dollar cost average in, buying those sweet dividend stocks with oil that's paying out quarterly, and then using that to build out my portfolio more and more. We got the introverted California 5047. I'm in thinking about buying silver and mining stocks. I don't know. Oh, okay. You know what? We can cover that right here. I'll show you some good ones that I personally have been buying into. Let me make another let me make another tab real quick. Duplicate tab. And remember, guys, if any question or comments, let me know. Our topic today is pretty much commodities, primarily gold and silver and oil. We're going to look at, give me a second. Let me see the keyboard. Where is it at? The miners. Junior. I forgot the ticker now. All right, GDXJ. Okay, here we go. So if you look at the miners and why, if you even check my old videos, guys, I've been talking about the miners for years. All through this period, people like Peter Schiff, Mike Maloney, George Gammon were talking about the miners. I even made a video about Warren Buffett a few years back about buying into GOLD. Now, GOLD is gold, but it's a gold company, not the actual thing, not, physical gold. So we'll look at gold futures, gold cash. We'll look at stocks. Here we go. Mining Inc. Here we go. Is this the NEO one? Is this the same one? I don't think it is. I don't think that is it. Give me a second. I gotta find the gold company that Warren Buffett bought a few years back. New York Stock Exchange. Is this it? Gold.com. Gold mining company. I think this is it right here. Nope. I knew the price is a whole lot different. Maybe this was it. Okay. This is probably it. But when I heard like Warren Buffett was buying into gold, it also confirmed my buy, Warren. My own biases about buying into gold even more so. So when I see this video here, look, Warren Buffett buys GOD. That's 5 years ago. If Warren Buffett's buying it, I'm going to be looking at buying it. And then look, I even talked about videos about diesel and energy. See, big sell on this stuff. So just to give you guys a little extra confirmation, I don't think the move is over. I think precious metals are going to go higher. I think they're going to go higher. Maybe do a small correction, but that small correction, guys, just listen. Okay, wait for it. I'm buying the dip. So when precious metals dips, I'm buying even more. I'm dipping most. I'm building out my portfolio even more. And for the people who are crypto guys or oil guys, use some of the proceeds to buy. For me, remember, talk about myself. Using the proceeds to buy into crude oil to get more dividends. And also, which is important, if you're a crypto person, like looking at Bitcoin, if you're selling your precious metals, right? If you're selling your precious metals, look at placing buy limits for Bitcoin to buy on the cheap. Because for me, and this is just a personal opinion out there, I do see, and all my expert advisors and my robots say Bitcoin's going down lower. So I'm currently shorting Bitcoin. Bitcoin might pop up, do like a head and shoulders, and maybe head down to these, price levels of 60,000. If it heads down to 60,000, hit my buy limits, and I'm buying for long term over here. So Bitcoin up. So we might have this amazing combination. Bitcoin does a correction and you buy the dip there. Gold has a correction, buy the dip there. Silver has a correction, buy the dip there. This might be one of the only opportunities that we have to buy that correction for higher prices. So when if silver hits like 150 or 200, you're essentially, let's say they does a dip. Look at silver chart real quick. Just say silver does a bottom right now. Oh, not bottom. Just do a pullback of 20, 30%, and we go back to the 50s. We got another comment coming in from the introverted California. I'm on the opinion that crypto will not move higher unless there are stimulus checks. Oh man, oh man,
And it's gone.
bro! If there's stimulus checks, that Bitcoin is going to the moon. I remember the first time. Not in the first time. We had stimulus checks back during like the COVID days, and Bitcoin blew up to the moon, man. It was like just gone. Woo, man. But if it does do that, I think it's going to be a big move. So for me, my plan is, guys, sell some of my precious metals, wait for a better dip, a big dip for gold and silver, and also use some of the proceeds to buy into cash flowing dividend stocks and also some of the ETFs and indexes for oil. Then place some buy limits for gold for Bitcoin while I'm shorting it. So if it does go down here, I can hit my buy limits. If it doesn't, I'll just dollar cost average into Bitcoin. We got long grade Grange 34. What crude oil stocks pay out dividends? Oh, here, let's look this up, guys, and show you some really good ones. Give me a second. Bring this up real quick for you guys. We'll look at here we go. I have to remove that real quick for you. Give me a second. This is like one of the best things in the world. This Seeking Alpha is a good website to check out. We got dividend.com. It's one of my favorite sites to check out dividends. Let's look at some stocks for this right here. Okay, Snowball. I guess I can't even access that, but we look at this right here. So we're on Seeking Alpha. Let's look at some of the industry in here. You can also use investing.com. Investing.com has a good way of looking that up. And I'll show, oh, I got to unlock it, but let's go through here. But first thing is, guys, if you're looking at dividend stocks, and if you want to qualify, use Market Watch. Market Watch has a really good way. So if we're looking at, let's look at ZOM real quick. And I'll bring up Market Watch real quick, okay? Give me a second. Control A, M-A-R-K-W, Market Watch. Let's go to Market Watch and bring up ZOM. So ZOM is an oil company, and what I like about so out of all the websites, there's dividend.com, which is good to see dividends. What I like about Market Watch, you can see the dividends, scroll over them, and compare it. I'll show you what I'm talking about. We'll look at an oil company, XOM. Not that I'm saying buy it. I'm just giving you as an example right now. Okay. All right. Here we go. So that's ExxonMobil. We're going to look at ExxonMobil real quick. I'm kind of getting a little glitchy right now. Give me a second. Maybe I have too many web pages open. So we have ExxonMobil. Hypothetically speaking, I'm not saying you guys to buy it. So if you guys saying, hey, Andre, hey guys, Andre said to buy something. I'm not telling you to do anything. I'm just showing you guys that the information is presented because the guy asked the question, okay? So we're going to look at the charts real quick on this. So when we go to charts, this is something really cool that I really like about about this website. So go to all. Okay, we're going to click on dividends, and you can see the dividends payout to see what, basically you measure against the price. And I like about it, you can look at the earnings date compared to the dividend, earnings day, dividend, and see how they are correlated. Maybe that's too big. Give me a second. Oh, I got to wait. Maybe I'm doing too much. We got another comment coming in. One stock to answer that question, long range 34, is XOM, ZOM, which would be ExxonMobil. Silver and gold is like the Coke commercial where Ray Charles says, I want the real thing, baby. Hell, you know what, dude? People coming out with some bomb-ass comments, man. Let's give this guy a round of applause. It's badass. Woo! So what I like about this chart, it looks great, doesn't it? If you find dividend stocks, and you're building up a portfolio, and if you guys know me, I talk about this in the Discord all the time and in Telegram. If you have a portfolio like this, right? And one portion is crude oil, and you're like, okay, in crude oil, I want to sit on dividend stocks that pay out. If you look at ExxonMobil, they've been paying dividends since before I was born, and they're still paying dividends. And even when oil crashed, they're still paying dividends. So if you're building up a portfolio, look at companies like, I can't tell you what to do, but just be aware there's companies like ZOM, ExxonMobil that you can get into and build up a portfolio of this. So if crude oil is heading down lower, so let's do candlesticks. A little bit easier. See, that's why I like the charts on there. It makes it a lot easier. So we can see that their dividends are going up even as the price is going down. Building up that, to me, getting into that cash flow, especially if you dollar cost average in. Even if we do see a correction next year, I still will be buying stocks, but a lot less. Basically, guys, you want to balance your portfolio so you're not too heavy in one area. Right now, I'm super heavy on precious metals. So I'm selling off some of my precious metals and then buying into these other assets. And that's my plan. If you have any other plan that's different than mine, let me know in the comment section. I really want to hear people's plan because I don't want to be like this guy and be...
And it's gone.
No, I don't want to do that. I want to hear different opinions. So if you have a different opinion than mine, let me know. My main thing is buying precious metals for years, going to sell them for cash flowing items. It's kind of weird. Like, I am a big gold silver bug, but as much as I like it, I actually agree with more when it comes to Warren Buffett style. So, for example, I've been making videos for years about precious metals, years upon years, okay? If you don't believe me, check out the channel, guys. Go through my channel. You'll see videos 5 years ago, 6 years ago, 7 years ago about precious metals. Precious metals don't cash flow. So you're buying into an asset, and if you're buying like I do, and you have the physical with APMAX or with Justin Bullion or Providence Metals, when you're buying all this stuff, you're paying quarterly fees. These quarterly fees stacked up over years upon years and then years and then years and then years, and you haven't made any money. So you have to eat, you got rent, you got bills, you got a whole bunch of stuff,
Really, nigga?
It's already spent. But what I want to do is convert all my precious metals. So just say hypothetically in a perfect world, gold goes to 10 bands, 10K, and silver goes to just say $300. Okay, $10,000 gold, $300 silver, and mysteriously, magically, we all get the height. We all get the perfect sellout price. So it took all those years just to, sell and get those prices. What I want to do is convert those precious metal sales in buying in the index funds, or, most likely if precious metals are, peaking, the other markets are crashing. I want to rebuy those companies, rebuy them at a cheap discount, and you're getting a lot more for your money, and then buy cash flowing companies kind of like ExxonMobil on the cheap. So, for example, if those go up to 10,300 for gold and silver, and then ExxonMobil, hypothetically speaking, drops 80% down lower, and you're buying it for $20, now you're buying a stock that you are selling the proceeds at a massive win and buying one is amazingly cheap, and you're getting a quarterly dividend that does absolutely amazing. This is like the pure definition of wealth cycles. You do this properly enough, you can be retired at a young age. Or just be retired because you're doing it properly. And once again, I don't think it's over. I think the precious metals will do a pullback. Crude oil will get cheaper. It is the time to buy in, and probably one of the last times before the dip is gone. When the dip is gone, it's going to take off. What it could happen is a good possibility that we might duplicate this consolidation zone. See, I'm sorry, not consolidation zone. Accumulation zone. So if we accumulate again, but at the high 50s, oh my gosh, there are going to be so many bag holders. So if gold and silver hit 50%, 200% go up, they will drop bags on it. And I think that'll be really, really good long term. Especially because when we look at the market, guys, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. This is one of the primary reasons that the market, that precious metals has been going up. Give me a second. Let me move this chart over. I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm extending my screen. Dollar purchasing power chart. Give me a second. Purchasing. Here. So if you have not seen this will blow your mind. So if you are older like me, I'm in my mid-30s, upper mid-30s. I remember when, minimum wage is under $5. I also remember playing arcade, those on the cheap. But now we're going to be looking at what the dollar has been doing in the last couple years. The dollar has been getting melted, like destroyed.
Surprise, motherfucker.
And with that happening, guys, it is not safe to just be in dollars. Now, if you're in dollars when it comes to having an emergency account, earning 2, 3, 4%, whatever you're getting for your bank, cool, that makes sense. But I think the ultimate amount of your wealth it has to be in something else. You know what I mean? Now, this is actually a pretty cool chart. I actually opened this up on accident. But if you look at the chart, so the blue line is the dollar purchasing power chart. And we're going back so when the dollar was pegged and not this whole basically banana gone crazy. You know what I mean? Wait, we got to pay something.
Do you ever look at someone and wonder what is going on inside their head?
That is our government basically blowing our purchasing of the dollar. And the dollar, when we was tied to gold and silver, it was actually backed by something real. And that's no cap. It was actually attached to something real.
Stop the cap.
But since then, the dollar has been basically losing value slowly. Just to give you an example, if we look at it like a shopping cart, so dollar purchasing power chart, shopping cart. Let me show you guys. So shopping cart. This is what it means. So I'm not trying to get too technical, but just to give you guys an understanding. Let's see, shopping cart. Let's see, dollar purchasing. Let me see. So look. So back in the day, 20 bucks used to buy you a lot, but now it's less and less. I think we should do like let me find this real quick. So dollar purchasing shopping cart, $100. Give me a second. Maybe give you guys a better explanation of what this means. I don't think it's actually giving me what I want, but yeah, I think you guys know what I'm talking about so far. The dollar purchases less over time. So since that's happening, you can see that the dollar has been getting worse and worse. We all know inflation's heading up. Things are getting harder for the average person around the world. But if you bought Bitcoin since its inception, you're doing amazingly high. So the dollar's going down, Bitcoin going up, silver going up, gold's going up. I think you should hedge your bets and not bet on the dollar long term. But yeah, guys, I'm going to open it up to the floor. Yes, if you have any questions, any comments, concerns, let me know. And if you like this type of content, let me know. I can cover a lot more stuff about economics and trading if you guys prefer. Or if you guys like the exposed stuff, let me know. I love doing both. They're both fun to me. YouTube is one of the best jobs / business incomes ever. I can talk about things like Nancy Pelosi and Tory trades and then switch back to silver, because silver is such a beast, man. Such a fun thing to be into, especially since I got in so cheap. And for the audience who got in cheap too, congratulations, guys. Like, you really got good ideas. But what else can we get into? Oh, if you guys can find some other dividend stocks, let's go back to dividends.com real quick. My mouse is kind of beeping around. So like before, we have ZOM or Exxon, we have Chevron, we have Shell, we have other different ones. We have China Petroleum. I used to be in that. We have BP and Williams Company. So here is a list of these companies. What you can do is this: get an Excel spreadsheet, okay, and then put them all together, and then you basically can export this from here. And when you export it on there, you can put all the dividends and then look over the years which company, despite of COVID, despite of the 2007 crash or 2001 crash, which one pays dividends. And if you find an oil company like ZOM or Exxon Mobil that pays even during bear markets, then you're looking at a company that is definitely on solid ground. That's the stuff that I like to find. So if you buy, hopefully the markets do crash in that regard, so you can rebuy Exxon Mobil $25, $35 per share, and then stack up in the next 5 to 8 years when it's back up to higher highs again. You can sell off and buy precious metals on the cheap, and you just start doing stuff like this: overvalued sell, undervalued buy, overvalued sell, undervalued buy, back and forth. those types of things are called well cycles. If you want to learn about well cycles outside of myself that already has really good content and good videos about it, look up gold, silver, Mike Maloney. Give me a second. Wealth cycles. I think I spelled wealth wrong. Wealth cycles. If you look at wealth cycles, guys, it will help you out to understand this stuff. It like actually, I know this guy has videos on it. He's been killing it on YouTube since since silver. It's crazy. If you follow this guy, see, he used to have blonde hair. As silver started getting more popular and getting older, his hair grays out. So people like follow Mike Maloney's hair, what color, whichever is more, you know. But it's been really good following his stuff. Give me a second. Mike Maloney. Where's Mike Maloney wealth cycles? Wealth cycles. Maybe I mistyped it or something. Here, see, this is. I remember watching this video when it first came out. We're gonna watch it together, you know. Give me a second.
What is a wealth cycle?
Oh, God, such fire! So when it comes to YouTube, guys, I do like the boring stuff. Peter Schiff, Mike Maloney, George Gammon. George Gammon's not too boring. He's actually pretty interesting, but not so much like the swaggy or scammy and stuff like that. Traders, because this to me is the most important part of the portfolio.
And you know, there's only so many different asset classes, and I've picked the three major ones here: paper assets like stocks and bonds, real estate, and commodities, which include precious metals. But precious metals are a little bit different than the rest of the commodities because they're also money. So they're a safe haven asset in times of crisis. So there are some times when commodities can be going down, but precious metals go up. But if investors are rushing from other asset classes into one asset class, pushing this asset class into a bubble, shouldn't it be drawing currency away from the ones they're selling, and shouldn't those fall? Yes, I mean, it should, except we live in a world where they're constantly creating currency and everybody is getting a little bit of this currency. And so instead of the things that are being undervalued falling, they either go sideways or they increase just a little bit as the one asset class is going into a bubble because of all of this currency creation. And so this is based on a real world example. It's just a very simple diagram, but this is from the 70s. If gold is going up and if stocks or real estate, it was both stocks and real estate in the 70s.
Listen, guys, listen.
But I'm using stocks here because I'll show you the actual chart of that later. If gold is going up at a much faster rate, and it did during the 70s, stocks rose a little bit, but basically they were sort of bouncing along sideways and going up a little. If you were invested in gold, when you sold 10 years later, you could buy many, many, many times more stock. If you were invested in...
We're in that same cycle right now, guys. Gold and silver, we're gonna wait until they do crash. Most likely they would, and it's gonna be payday, guys. Payday. But yeah, I think I covered a lot in this video. If you have any questions or comments, let me know. If you guys want me to cover this material even more, let me know. There's a lot to talk about when it comes to precious metals, economics, and trading. Well, yeah, it's been a lot of fun. If you have not checked out the merch store, please do. The merch is out. I hope you guys cop that merch. Let me actually exit some of these pages here since we're running kind of slow on the pages. So give me a second. I'm on my laptop, so I can only stream on so many things right now. If you have not checked out the merch, please do. Merch is out. Look, we got the demo versus live trading. We got the fake guru cup. We got the bat pattern. And we also got don't scam me, bro. We got the cups for the Elliott wave. That's because of Corey. Corey's not on the stream right now, but he always talk about Elliott wave, so I made him a cup that's like that. We got the guru buster saying don't sue me, bro. And we got stuff like for me right here, so stop scamming. And we got margin call. And one of my favorite t-shirts that I personally ordered is this one right here. I forgot my stop loss. So check out that stuff, guys. I hope it makes it entertaining, makes it a lot of fun. But I also wanted to talk about 2026. 2026 is gonna be crazy. I got new clips. We got new things to cover for exposing. I got a new type of thumbnail style. So we got a whole bunch of stuff happening. You can tell that the thumbnails have been popping, looking different than they have ever done, especially since these old types. But as the channel progresses and grows bigger, gotta make things better for you guys. So if you have anything else you guys want to talk about, let me know. I can hang out with you guys a little bit. If you guys want to add people to the exposed checklist, let me know. And if we can look at some people on this list, we have a lot of people to cover. I'm also trying to get that interview from a prop firm manager. So I've contacted all the prop firm managers, and I'm in talks with one of them. They are in the top 5, or in my opinion, the top 5 prop firms to be out there. So we might have a live one-on-one session. I'm trying to get the interview live, so you guys can ask them questions about how do you guys implement rules, why do you guys change the withdrawals, why is it so difficult to pass challenges, so you guys are manipulating the spreads. You guys can be able to ask that questions live, and hopefully it works out. I'm trying my best, guys, you know what I mean? But yeah, if you have any other thing you guys want to talk about, let me know. Join the channel, become a member. All this stuff helps out. And yeah, let's play that real quick.
Join us. 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 Join us.
Welcome to the family.
All right, yeah. For the guys on Kick and Twitch, thanks for making it, guys, for the stream. Guys on Instagram watching me live, thank you guys for hitting me up. YouTubers, thank you so much. It's been a wonderful year. I got one badass video coming out in a few hours. It's so freaking funny. You're going to love it, guys. You're going to absolutely love it. Super freaking funny. So I will see you guys later on. I'm going to be heading to the gym like I normally do, and I'll see you. Peace.
Goodbye, everyone. I'll remember you all in therapy.
Ooh, where's my mouse at? All right, peace.